Hello everyone, we are Team Underlords, and today we would like to introduce you to our newest mobile game concept, Power Siege Alien Armistice. Here we shall go over our intentions for the game's theme and premise, the mechanics, the gameplay surrounding the mechanics, and we shall also cover possible competition that the game will face within the mobile market. Our game's target demographic would be young adults who enjoy the RTS genre of gaming. Through this game, we are also hoping to attract the fans of our board game, which we will be releasing separate from the digital game. We believe that the mobile platforms, such as iOS and Android, would be best suited for providing the quick-paced kind of play that we are looking for through the tap and swipe feature, as every action committed in the game can be completed by a single tap or swipe. Having this game on a mobile device allows easy accessibility for a large range of consumers. The game is intended for 1 to 4 players. This game can be played online with other people, or it can be played solo. Within our game, each player takes on the role of a Federation faction commander, charged with exploring a dead alien world in search of artifacts that will help them in their ongoing war with another invading alien race. Each faction is vying for power in order to prove their faction's level of importance in the war. The game is intended to be fast and frantic while also being easy to learn and play. Now, let's talk about gameplay. Each player will begin the game with 3 scouts that will each start in the main base of the Federation. Players access this map by swiping left on the screen. This map screen gives players an overview of the game and quickly relays information about all players' total power levels, as well as the status of each of their scouts. By tapping on a scout from the map overview screen, players will be snapped to that individual scout screen. They can zoom in and out by pinching the screen. From this individual screen, players will be able to tap a scout and then tap anywhere on the terrain to move the scout to that location. The map has a fog of war that obscures terrain until a scout explores nearby. As each scout explores, they will come across caves that have the potential for alien artifacts, as well as for misfortune and influential discoveries. Misfortunes are immediate random negative effects that harm the player's overall strategy. Influential discoveries are immediate random positive effects that help the player's overall strategy, but also provide that scout a karmic choice to make before they can move again. This karmic choice usually involves either helping another player or helping yourself. If you help another player, you gain positive karma. If you help yourself, you lose karma. You can see the karma meter at the bottom of the screen. The better your karma score, the faster your scouts will move and gather artifacts. The reverse is also true, however, so watch out. The main mechanics used throughout this game are assess, collect, consume, obfuscate, and randomize. Let's take a closer look at how each one impacts gameplay. In Power Siege Alien Armistice, players have tons of information to assess. Current power level of each player and how their power compares to others. How decisions will affect your karma. What is the current status of each of your scouts? When is the best time to use an artifact as a weapon? Or when to return an artifact to base for an increase in power. All of these decisions rely on a player's ability to assess and react to all of it. In this storyboard, players are collecting artifacts. If they can return those artifacts to the main base, they collect power. Not only are artifacts collected from hidden caves throughout the map, they can also be retrieved if dropped by any scout, including your enemies. Once all artifacts that have been spawned on the map have been collected and returned to the main base, the player with the most power wins. Once a player acquires an artifact, they have 3 ways to consume it. First, a scout carrying artifacts can consume one of them to destroy an enemy scout or alien. The destroyed enemy scout drops any artifacts that they had, which can now be collected by anyone who walks over them. Killing scouts will reduce your karma, meaning your scouts will move and collect at a slower rate. Secondly, a player may instead choose to give another nearby player's scout to give an artifact to, which will improve karma, which will improve movement and collection speed. Thirdly, a player automatically consumes artifacts when they return a scout to base with artifacts. In this last case, all artifacts being carried are exchanged for power. In our game, we have utilized the obfuscate mechanic in 3 primary ways: the fog of war, the contents of hidden caves, and the threat of aliens. At the start of each game, the fog of war covers the land so that no one knows where exactly they are headed. Moving a scout through the fog will reveal the area explored to you and you alone. You cannot see the locations that other players' scouts explore, unless you explore them as well. Players will discover hidden caves throughout the land. The individual scouts will go inside of the caves that they find. What they find inside of the caves could be one of 3 things: artifacts, misfortunes, or influential discoveries. Lastly, when an alien spawns, it will target random scouts of the highest scoring players. When an alien that has targeted a scout gets close to their target, the target scout will flash red. The player will not know which direction the alien is coming from unless they have explored the area where the alien currently is. Our final mechanic is randomization, and it is utilized in 3 ways: map generation, chest contents, and alien spawning. At the start of each game, the map is randomly generated. The terrain changes, the location of the caves change, the total number of artifacts on the board change, the location where aliens spawn and their targets is also random. By randomizing these elements, we feel that each playthrough can be unique while still providing the same level of excitement and balance from game to game. All of the mechanics integrate together to form the basis of our gameplay. Players explore and interact with random elements that are obscured from players while they attempt to collect the most power to win the game. They will constantly assess the provided information in order to decide how to best consume their artifacts or make karmic choices. In doing a comparison study, we have highlighted 3 games currently in the marketplace that would be considered our competition: Metcom 3D, King's Castle, and Orc War. Metcom offers some similarities in the RTS genre, but we feel that our game gives more strategic choices to our players. King's Castle does offer similar mechanics in both exploration and resource collection. Fog of War is not utilized in this game, however, which brings a competitive edge to our game that King's Castle does not offer. Finally, the RTS Orc War shares our exploration gameplay in which players explore to find treasures, but the challenge level in Orc War is subpar. The multiplayer system that is implemented in our game provides a way to constantly test player skills against one another from around the world. And we would just like to say thank you. We look forward to hearing from you.